What up, Raffalitos? Welcome back to my channel. We're here at Ogle. This is the Ogle channel outlet. We've seen this location before. It's where the pump station is built. So this is the pump station at Ogle. There you can see the tide is higher on the outs than the water in the channel, so water is flowing in. You can hear that water. And this is screws that open the gates. And that's looking towards Ogle. Way in the distance, you can see the old pump station. That's the old pump station across the highway. Just like to come back here for reference. So furt't up in this direction, that is east of where we are, is Corridor Park and Prattville 1 or 2, depending on what. Old dog in the neighborhood. So that's in that direction. Plaisance. We're not going to get there today because we have some other plans. But just showing you, this is where the fishermen come out on early in the morning to bring in their catch, and this is where they park their boats when they're not at sea. The birds are, of course, picking up tiny shrimp that are left behind at the end of the fishing day. And people come out here early, 4 and 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, to buy fish fresh off the boat. I'm going to continue with a tour of the Plaisance area and the expansion of Prattville, which is something I've covered in previous videos. We're going to go back and see, because last time I was there, they were building a huge fence, a huge wall around what was an expansion of the neighborhood next to the vice president's residence. You know, the vice president has one of his homes is located right up against the seawall in that direction. I'm going to cover that in another video. What I wanted to cover today, so you know, this is normally my morning run. We're about 5 miles in, 5.5 miles at this point. Yeah, what I want to cover today is some new developments at Turkeyen. So it seems as if the MovieTowne has added a new client to its client list, and that's where we're heading now. We're heading back west. This is the second half of my morning run. We're heading back west so that we can take a look at the new addition to MovieTowne. So let's go. Oh, I forgot to mention what's happening here. This is the new state of the seashore here in Guyana. They've planted all of these trees, mangrove trees, and while on the one hand they're a good thing for sea defense, on the other hand we no longer have access to the seashore. We can't see the Atlantic Ocean anymore, and what has happened now is that this has become a trap for all the garbage that is dumped over the seawall. People are still dumping their garbage over the seawall, but now it gets trapped in the mangroves. Well, I'll talk about that later, more about that. So guys, we're back in this neck of the woods. This is Cummings Lodge. We're looking west. This is traffic heading east on the Rupert Craig Highway. Well, that's what the sign says, Cummings Lodge. Alright, that's Cummings Lodge. And where we are is near to the arch. So this is the arch at Cummings Lodge on the east coast of Demerara, and I thought I'd bring you a little update on what's happening here. So the last time we were here, we saw that they were tearing up this patch of ground beside the highway, and I was wondering what they were going to build. It seems as if they are building, I don't know if you can call this a sidewalk, but what they've done is they've cleared the drain and they've added concrete to the sides of the road. See, that's all the way towards Ogle. So they've added concrete to the side of the road. So this is what's happening here. The clearing of the sides of the highway was intended to add some concrete strips. Now, like I said just a few minutes ago, that is what the seawall looks like at this point. But what is interesting is that there are also these papaya trees, tropical fruit trees, growing wild here, which of course is food for some of the people in this neck of the woods. And then these coconut trees that were planted about 5 years ago, they're also now mature and ready for bearing fruit, coconuts. These are some solar panels, I guess, that are used to power the lights here. And this is what is happening on the other side. So they're still building out this concrete strip on the side of the road. I suppose what is missing, if it's going to be a sidewalk, because this is a high-speed road, then they actually do need to put guardrails so that if people do walk on this concrete strip that they're building out here, that people can be safe from errant traffic. But this is what is happening. They do have a little bit of a guardrail here, it seems. And I guess what is going to happen eventually is that all of this will be converted into concrete strip. Now that is actually an improvement because it was soggy in the rainy season. This space between the road and the retaining wall on which I'm walking on a retaining wall. This space would flood in the rainy season, and in fact would end up leaving pools of water on the road. What they do need to do, however, is to make sure that these drains actually flow into some catchment so that the water doesn't continue to pool here and eventually flood, because you're taking away this space that used to be a reservoir for rainwater runoff from the road. But yeah, this is what's happening here on the east coast as we head further west towards Turkeyen. And I'm going to show you what's new at MovieTowne when we get there.
Distance 6 miles.
So here we are back at Turkeyen UG Road entrance. This is where we started. Observing the changes. So that's the entrance to the University of Guyana. And in the distance, that's MovieTowne. That's the Ferris wheel at MovieTowne. And that's a sign that says Turkeyen behind these lights, traffic lights. But this is what's happening here. It seems as if it's now clear that they're building some kind of sidewalk. I don't know. Do you call it a sidewalk? So right beside this road, they're building a sidewalk. That's the arch. And they're turning this piece of parapet real estate into some kind of concrete walking area. What I hope they do is they put a guardrail in, like I said a few minutes ago, put a guardrail in so that they can protect people who are walking on the side of the road or riding on that portion of the side of the road. So this is UG Road. They usually now have a traffic policeman directing traffic at all these intersections. Somebody's asking if they have traffic lights. This is one of the older intersections, roads in Guyana, and as you can see, they do have traffic lights. They even have a traffic camera up now to capture the numerous accidents that occur here on this road. However, what I wanted to capture closer to the end of this video is this new development here at Turkeyen. So that's the sign that we're entering Turkeyen. And behind that, beyond it, is MovieTowne. Here we are, as I said in a few minutes ago. You can no longer see the ocean anymore because they've now planted mangroves, and now the mangroves have grown up to obscure the view of the ocean, which is kind of sad because you had the feeling of being near to the ocean when you drove on this highway or you walked on the seawall. Now you can't see the mud flats or the ocean for most of it. That's UG, right? The entrance to UG, that's Turkeyen. There are new housing developments. I think this plot of land has been reserved for development for a long time. I don't know what is eventually going to happen there, but remember this guy Chin came in from Trinidad, built the MovieTowne, which is a franchise, so basically another location for MovieTowne outside of Trinidad. So MovieTowne is a shopping complex basically, but with movie theaters, a number of screens. I haven't covered the inside of this establishment yet, but I will do so in future as I cross over the highway heading towards MovieTowne. What I wanted to show you is the new addition to MovieTowne, and that is, see if you can see it next to the Ferris wheel. That's Starbucks. So there is a new Starbucks drive-through here at MovieTowne, and I just wanted to show you that as I bring this morning exercise, walk, run to an end. I'm heading back down to Georgetown. They're about 4 miles away from where I started. But this is MovieTowne on the East Coast. It's currently the only location in Guyana, but of course there are other MovieTowne locations in Trinidad, and now it's expanded to include Starbucks and Royal Castle. So there's a Royal Castle drive-through and there's a Starbucks drive-through. These are new additions, new to me because I haven't seen them in the past, right? I haven't seen them before, and I just wanted to show you that. Now I planned, in fact, to show a kind of tour of MovieTowne and all of the amenities, the things you can take advantage of here. I haven't gotten around to doing that yet. I'm gonna do so in future. This is the entrance. Alright, we just entered the eastern gate, and that's Starbucks and Royal Castle drive-through. This is the parking lot. We're right next to the Ferris wheel. Alright, that's the Ferris wheel here at MovieTowne. Seems like tiny kids Ferris wheel, and of course that's the entrance to MovieTowne. There's Jack's, there's Swingers, I guess that's a bar. Oh, and there's a couple of kids rides at the entrance, right? There's a whole kind of train ride there. This one, I think, what used to be here? I think they are probably undergoing some changes and renovations here. There's a nightclub. I've actually not visited the nightclub here at MovieTowne. Don't know if they still operate. That's one of the entrances to MovieTowne. And so at the back of this lot, and these are their generators, of course. Well, not of course, I'm assuming. And if you will, for such generators, they have good backup power and air conditioning. This is their physical plant. But yes, we're going to the back of the lot, and at the back of the lot there is Starbucks. This is the new Starbucks drive-through location here at MovieTowne. And go ahead. So this is the Starbucks drive-through location here at MovieTowne. And this is the new Starbucks. So this is the second Starbucks. I remember a year ago, I think in April, I visited the first Starbucks location here in Guyana. This is Starbucks at MovieTowne. Their Christmas decorations are up. Let's see if they're open. Morning, open? What time do you open? What time in the morning do you open? Pardon? 6 a.m.? Okay. Thanks. So, this is the schedule. They're open at 6:30 and close at 10. And they accept Visa, MasterCard, American Express. So, this is what MovieTowne looks like here at Turkeyen. This is the Starbucks at Turkeyen, Starbucks at MovieTowne. They have an outdoor area and an indoor area. This is the back end of MovieTowne. And of course, here is Massey's store. Right, this is the Massey store here at MovieTowne. It is, I think, one of three that I'm aware of Massey stores here in this neck of the woods. There's one at Providence, near to that Starbucks location at Amazonia Mall. Massey store I'm talking about now. This is Massey Mega Store here in the MovieTowne complex. Right, that's of course another Trinidad Massey store, another Trinidad Mega Store. And of course that is the drive-through for Royal Castle fried chicken. They're located at the back end of the lot here at MovieTowne. And that's the back, the exit. Now what's happening here? There seems to be a lot of new buildings going up. These look like what I would say are multi-unit rental apartments, condominiums. So these are located here at Turkeyen. I think Pattinson is the next village over. This line, this road is in fact the end of Turkeyen. On the other side it's Pattinson. So lots of construction happening here in Guyana, and this looks like new construction of multi-unit residences in a gated community. This is the back entrance or exit of MovieTowne lot. Now open, it says. Royal Castle now has a location here at MovieTowne. and they are now open. Also decorated for Christmas. All right, that's the exit. The sign says Royal Castle now open. So this is some new construction here at Turkeyen, Pattinson. Across the street, on the other side of the street, is Pattinson. That building, I think, is the rental office building that is now rented, I think, to, or used to be rented to, the CARICOM organization. They have headquarters across the street. But this is what's happening here at Turkeyen, Pattinson. So across the street here is Pattinson. There is a new housing development here behind this gate. Alright, gate and padlock. So there's a new housing development behind this gate. And right next door are these new, what appear to be apartment buildings or condominiums, or you have to wait and see, maybe they're office buildings. They're being constructed here at Pattinson. Right, this is new construction in Pattinson. We're gonna have to wait to see what they turn out to be, if they're residential or commercial buildings. Morning. But this is what is happening here in Pattinson on the east coast of Demerara, and that's the MovieTowne complex. So that's what's happening here at MovieTowne. On the outside, as I promised, there are new developments, and whenever they happen, you can see them here on Raffle Nation as we chronicle the rapid growth, the fastest growing economy in the world, Guyana. There are more and more gated communities going up. At first I used to be against the idea of gated communities, but now apparently they're becoming so popular because of the lawlessness that is now so prevalently a part of the society. I have to say, I fully understand why you would need gated communities here in Guyana. The noise nuisance, people driving around the city with massive loudspeakers in their cars. They take out the back seats and they install speakers and they just drive around blasting sound. And if the only way to avoid that kind of noise pollution is to put up a wall and a gate, because you can't convince people to behave civilized, then unfortunately that's what's going to have to happen. You're going to need more and more gated communities to keep out unwanted pollution, in this case noise pollution. But that's what's happening here, guys. If you want to see more content like this, click like and subscribe as we head back to the seawall. Share this video with friends and family around the world. Let people know what's happening in the fastest growing economy in the world, Guyana. Later! On this side, that's Hard Rock Cafe. Alright, that's Hard Rock Cafe at MovieTowne. So there's always some kind of change. There's always some kind of changes happening here. But that's what's new. Later. This is Pattinson, and this is MovieTowne Road. It says MovieTowne Road and MovieTowne Boulevard. That's interesting.